Hey, welcome to Keeping It Real with Oyin, where we drop the filters and talk real life. I'm Oyin, a teen and parent coach, wife to one husband, and a mother to a 17-year-old son and a 14-year-old daughter. So trust me, I'm living life. On this podcast, we talk about real issues that have to do with parenting, being a teenager, and life as a whole. No edits, no perfection, just real conversations with friends and real people living real lives. Today I am with Alice again. She's a therapist and a mom to three amazing kids, a 6-year-old girl and 5-year-old twin boys. We're going to be talking about strict parenting and teens. Let's get into it. Yo, Alice, we're back.
Especially because this one's about teenagers, it makes sense.
Yo.
We're young again.
Do you know what? If my kids heard that, they would just cringe.
Oh my gosh.
They're like, Mom, just. And I think I've come to the conclusion that this stage of my life is about embarrassing my kids. Because even though I think I'm cool, they're like, no, you're not. And I'm like, but I am.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You're cool. You're cool.
So our last podcast, we were talking about how well does strict parenting work. And we just talked about the whole authority. And I think after the podcast, we were talking about Google's definition of strict parenting. We didn't like it.
Yeah.
I think Google didn't give too much credit to strict parenting.
No, definitely. I think that it was written by people who are on the opposing side. Definitely. They have an agenda.
Yeah.
And which I understand, which I get. Because especially as you mentioned, strict parenting in those days was this stone-faced parent. And a lot of the time, strict parenting is linked to physical abuse for children. So I get the negative connotation when it comes to strict parenting.
Yeah. But is strict parenting really negative though? Is it? I think it's given a bad rep. Bad press, strict parenting. I think it's just given a really bad rep.
Yeah. And I think as well, if we would have this conversation in Ghana. Yeah. It'd be a different take.
Yeah, you're right.
It's because we're living in a place that the culture of the country can alter how we see parenting.
Yeah.
Because they don't really appreciate some of the things that we appreciate because of the culture that we're in.
Yeah.
Or culture that we've been exposed to.
Yeah. You're probably right. But I think, as I said, my biggest problem with that definition. So for those that didn't hear that definition, I think we should read it out again so that they kind of know what that definition was. Can you read it out?
Yeah. So strict parenting, often referred to as an authoritarian style, is characterized by high expectations, rigid rules, and firm, consistent discipline with little room for negotiation or open communication.
Yeah. Open communication. Was there not one that said had no warmth? Or is that just the definition of authoritative?
I think I did authoritative.
Yeah, so little room for open communication is that last bit. Was that what it said?
Let me check.
Little room for open communication.
Yes, room, like with little room for negotiation or open communication.
Yeah, I think for me that's a tough bit that I didn't kind of like in that definition. Anyway, if you've not heard that podcast, go to the previous episode. We did talk about that. So today we're going to talk about strict parenting and teenagers.
You've got teenagers.
I've got teenagers.
I'm still like 10 years off.
And I have to say that I have always called myself a proud strict parent. When my kids were younger, I was super strict. No one's playing. We're not joking here. You follow my rules. Of course, I was a very cheerful, fun parent. But when rules need to follow, we're not up for negotiation. Now, my kids being older, I have seen I'm a different kind of parent.
Ah, really? What kind of parent?
I think I still have that foundational strictness.
Yeah.
But I'm now the easy, and the ironic bit is my husband is now the stricter one. I'm like, I've done my job. I'm easy now. And I think it works because my kids understand my expectations.
Yeah.
They understand it, so I don't need to enforce it. I don't need to hammer down because they know the values have been established, like we talked about in the last podcast. Everyone knows the expectation for respect, excellence,
Yeah.
doing things right.
Yeah.
So you don't need to enforce it at this age. It's just
Yeah.
something they know to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah.
And I think the phase I am with my kids now is, I don't want to use the word friendship, but we're cool.
Yeah.
Me and my kids are cool.
Yeah.
So we chat, we hang out, we do stuff.
Yeah.
But they know my face can change. Once my face changes, they are rearranged. And I think my face doesn't change. That for those that don't understand the African term of my face changing, is like they won't take the mick. They won't take the mick because I'm still your parent.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm still the parent.
Yeah.
We can have fun, we can jive, we can have banter.
Yeah.
But everything still, remember respectfully that I'm the parent. And I think my kids and I, we have that relationship all the time. We laugh a lot, we chat, we do fun stuff.
Yeah.
But they still remember that's the parent. And I think that's a good balance to have. So that strictness of you don't talk unless you're spoken to or you follow the rules. I don't even need to do those things because it's something that they kind of foundationally know that there are things that are acceptable, there are things that are not. They don't push the boundaries unnecessarily.
Yeah.
They've got a bit of freedom to.
Yeah.
And there might be things that we say. So for example, if my child says, "Oh, I want to do this," and you're like, "But," and they bring their strong reasons.
Yeah.
And I'm open enough to try and reason with them. And I said, okay, now let me tell you an example, strict parent. So my son, I remember one of my younger friends had come home and I was like, oh, my son's going for a party. I'm like, what time is he coming back? So we were just chatting. And I said, I don't know. What time are you coming home? And he said, I'll be home by 12. And she looked at me because, of course, she had strict parents and she's in university.
Okay.
And she's like, she dare not. Yeah. Dare not say that to her parents. In fact, she wasn't allowed to go to parties at that age.
Wow.
And I think for me, when you're too strict with your young people, the reality is whether you permit or you don't permit, these kids will do what they want to do.
Yep. So true.
So being so rigid and so strict, you're just delaying the inevitable. These kids, and I think because working with young people for so many years, I know the things these kids go up to, that their parents are completely oblivious. As in, So I think when they get older, that communication, there should be a free flowing. That's the time you should connect with your kids, be interested in what they're doing.
Definitely.
Because you've laid that foundation and you don't need to sit on it.
Yeah. I totally agree with what you're saying, and I hear you as well, because that foundation is so key, so that by the time you get to this stage, you're able to they're still being disciplined, but they have more autonomy. They have more autonomy, and that's the most important thing, that we actually see the benefits of what we're doing foundationally. Like you said, in the previous podcast, what is the outcome? And you're living the outcome now. You're literally living the outcome. You're able to see that, 1 second, this worked. Because yes, I was in that season, I had to be rigid. But this season, if I want to leave them, if I don't want them to be if I don't want to be approachable, I have to be rigid. But you have that rigidity will harm you. So it's almost as though these children, they get to a place where they want you to correct them. They want you. In fact, that's their safety net. Correct me. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. Like, going into your teenager's room and saying, like we did with the wall, it just makes them feel very different. So I think that it's, you don't want to lose your child or your children. I don't want to lose this child. I don't want to lose this child to the world. I don't want it to be that something's happening and they don't have the tools necessary to help them through. Because I haven't showed them those tools. I've just been at their beck and call. I haven't tried to help them gain independence. I haven't watched while they correct something without intervening. It's a massive part of them learning for themselves.
Trusting what you've done.
That's it.
And allowing them to go out and make the minor mistakes, and then you're there to be there as their safety net.
Wow, so good.
But the strict parent you just shield. and they just can't wait to let loose. And then when you let them go, usually when they go to uni, that's when they go wild and like freedom, and they end up going at 100 miles an hour into destruction because you were not there to help them. And I think I want us to remember us. And I think that's what I always tell parents that are so strict with their teenagers. Rewind to your life as a teenager. Now you tell me, your parents were a bit strict. Was it everything? Did they know everything you did?
I think my dad wasn't as strict. My mom was definitely strict.
Yeah.
But I think my dad was strict in the sense that high academic achievement, high expectations of me. But there was warmth. There's a lot of warmth. And I do think it made a difference. Definitely. I do think that me not thinking that coming home and laughing, with a C was great. I knew that my dad would feel like he'd feel bad for me. It'd feel terrible for him. The same way it's been terrible for me, it's been terrible for him. And so their style was authoritarian, sometimes authoritative and authoritarian, I'd say. But I think the benefits of it for me was that I became very independent. I'm firstborn. I'm independent. I'd have to go to shop for my mom when I was maybe 7 years old. Buy particularly groceries for the house. And because my parents were always working, I used to kind of do a lot for my brother. So cooking rice, cooking stew, cooking chicken, like that was all on me, really. So I kind of had to learn how to take care of my own home. My mom and dad were working, my brother and I were at home, and I think if that discipline wasn't there, it would mean that I would still do some of these. I only do what I know I can't do in front of them. What I know that I can do in front of them. I won't do the things that I know that I won't be able to do in front of them. My question is always, that's always been my litmus test. It's always been my indicator. That's what I should be doing, because I literally saw them. And it might change what I'm eating, what I'm wearing. But then when I realized that actually this is the whole point of us being able to be confident in our decisions. And so I think from my dad and my mom, they really saw. They only did what they knew. They'd migrated from Nigeria. They're now in London. They're now in a whole different system. They're just emulating what was done to them. What they think is best. And in moments and times where my brother and I were able to negotiate, I'm very honest with you, it was past teenage years. It was in a time whereby we already gained this autonomy. But not knowing that actually my dad allowing us to do some of those things, but within caution, within the house, was autonomy, was me learning independence, was me already getting it. That enabled me to actually get opportunities in other countries. So what about you?
I like the bit you said, giving them autonomy, but within appropriate boundaries, which is the most important thing. Allowing certain things, but within, and as your kids get older, you allow a bit of autonomy, but within certain boundaries. So, for example, if you have a teenager who says, "Oh, I want to go to a party," rather than saying, "No, you can't go to a party," how about you can, but I need you home at this time? And of course, I always tell parents that it's about empowering your child for the outside world. But if you say, don't go to a party, immediately they get to university, they will go to this party. But you've not empowered them. They've not been around you to empower them. But these are things you should look out for. These are things. So you empower them and give them, okay, I've taught you this. Let me see how well you're doing with what I've taught you.
Most definitely.
Because it was somebody I know who said he'd come home. I think he works now. He's been working for a few years, not here in Aberdeen, but he's just somebody that I know. And he says every time he goes home, I think he's an adult, a young adult. Every time he goes home, his parents give him I think it's a 10 o'clock curfew. You don't come back to this house.
He's in uni.
No!
He's finished uni.
I said he's been working for a few years. He wants to go out, and they ask, what time are you coming home? I understand it to a certain extent, but come on.
What extent is that?
To the extent that you're in my house. I don't want to have to stay up late.
We can you can give him keys.
I know. As in Alice.
That's what I'm asking you. So what extent do you understand it to?
I'm just trying to understand their point of view. I don't know. And I think I have another guy who's in uni. The same thing.
Yeah.
I think this person had come home from uni and said, "Oh, I'm going to my friend's place, and we're doing something."
The guy was in uni,
and they wanted to, and he was going to spend the night
yeah,
at the friend's place. And the parent says, "No, you have to come home by 11." And I'm thinking, when he's in uni, do you know? So that's the level of strictness that I'm talking about.
Yeah.
As in, when do we as parents need to calm down? And I know certain things you say, well, in my house, you can't do that. I understand how we do. But is it everything? How rigid do we have to keep being as strict parents? How rigid do we have to keep being? It's a dicey one, but the thing is...
And seasons, yeah.
The seasons. The question is, when they're not in your home, do you trust them enough while they're not in your home, in uni, or when they're home? You trust them there, but you don't trust them when they're in your
own home.
So for me, it's
mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling. So if you're listening to this podcast, please put a message in the chat, in the comments. Let me know what you think, because sometimes people think I'm easy, but I'm like, it's not that deep.
No.
If you've done your work, if you've done the work, then you need to trust your kids to be able to make the right, responsible choices. Because when they're not under my roof, I need to be able to trust that I've done the work.
Yeah.
Because I see it like this. If I know that if I'm at uni, I have this freedom to do responsible things, sensible things. But whenever I go home, I feel like I'm in a cage again. I'm not going to be keen to go home. I'm not going to want to go home.
No. And I think some parents miss it. Don't let your teenager feel like your house is a prison.
Yeah.
Don't let your teenager feel like I come into this place and all I get is a headache.
Exactly.
No. I think that the teenage child needs to feel heard, needs warmth as well, needs nurture. I think that child is about to go to university where you're just like, how do I let him know that these are the only right decisions before God?
Yeah,
like, how
exactly.
do you know that?
Empower your child. I was speaking to a lady. I'm always speaking to somebody. And she said to me, she was this close to losing her daughter, her teenage daughter.
Wow.
She was too close. She's an African parent. Very close to losing her daughter. Of course, they migrated to this country, to the UK. And she said she's struggling. Of course, as the African parent, the problem was with the child.
Yeah.
And she went to counseling. She and her child went to counseling. So they counseled them separately. And then they came to her and said, I haven't seen a child that has zero problems before. Problem is you.
Wow.
As in, the problem is you. She had a rude shock. Wow. So she had to put in the work. And she says now she and her daughter have an amazing relationship. When I was speaking to her, she said somebody had texted her a few days ago, I love the relationship you have with your daughter. But she said only if they know the work. She put in. And the thing is, as strict parents, and depending on the personality of the child, if you keep being strict, that strict with your child, depending on the personality of your child, you're either setting that child up for destruction, or you're going to kill that relationship you have with your child.
Yep. It's going to be very difficult if you're making it difficult for them to actually be at home.
Yeah.
Be themselves.
Yeah.
No. You want to create access to you.
Yeah.
But you don't want to deter access from you.
Yeah.
And mention it too soon. The timing has to be right.
Yeah.
Make sure that, his siblings aren't around. It's just him. And that's kind of difficult when you have the complex of like children and your lifestyle and stuff like that. But it's kind of like doing what you can do while you can.
Yeah. So you've been around teenagers a lot. I know you mentor quite a number of young people. How do you see, because especially if you have African parents, how do you see this play out when these young boys or girls come and then they rant about things, and you're thinking, what are usually your thoughts? What do you think parents can do different?
I would say being really intentional.
Yeah.
Like, You're not just playing this game's sake.
Yeah.
You want team building.
Mm.
You want to do it for spend time with mommy and daddy.
Yeah.
You want to do it for there needs to be an intention behind us playing this game.
Yeah.
Us going all the way to McDonald's on a Sunday
Yeah.
is us being intentional.
Yeah.
Us saying we want to have a relationship with us. We want them to have a relationship with that day of the week.
Yeah.
On that weekend, or understand that it's time of rest.
Mm.
We want to treat them. So
Yeah.
here's this place. But I think that's now becoming more and more difficult.
Mm.
I think.
But could it also be naturally we African parents, we don't do connection. We don't do emotional intelligence. Our way of showing we love you is providing for you. That's culturally. But then our kids are growing up in a society where it's all about the connection. It's all about the conversations.
Yeah.
And we don't know how to do it.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's more of a go and look for it for yourself kind of thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Because I think that if parents actually made the effort, because if I tell you there's a way in which your child, you can have better teenage years.
Yeah.
In terms of communication.
Mm.
Wouldn't I do everything I need to do now?
Yeah.
Or directly before to enter into a relationship with that child.
That's if I want to be intentional.
If it's true. And that's if it's not my personality.
Yeah.
Then you won't find me. It's not my personality.
Yeah, but it's a lot of work. But the question is, are we choosing convenience over the right outcome? Because I know that I have changed as a parent just because I wanted to learn. So it's about learning and unlearning in order to be the best parent for your child.
Learn and unlearning. It's like taking what is being offered to you. Taking what you know that's being offered to you that you know would be best for your child.
Yeah.
And thinking about ways to incorporate it into your daily living.
Yeah.
For the benefit of your child. So I love that, I love our culture.
Love it.
I love our culture. When it comes to parenting, it's like, it's who they are.
Yeah.
Like who we are. So going against the grain can be very difficult.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
And then on top of that, most of the other people that are around you who are in the same kind of shoes you're in are choosing other schools, or they're having different decisions, or they're doing stuff. The teenagers are excelling in different ways, and you're thinking, "Oh, but shouldn't I be focused on that?" But that connection is what enables them to excel.
Yeah.
If you look at the connection as the vehicle upon which you see your children thriving, I feel like any intentional parent would be like, sign me up. What do I do? What do I have to do?
Yeah. You know what? In my line of work, I have realized that in the teenage years, the most important thing that any parent should invest in is connecting with their children. Forget the strictness, forget the thing. You've done that. And of course, let it show up every now and then.
Yeah, definitely.
But all your energy, I would say 80% of your energy should be connecting with your children. Because I find that when you connect, everything else is easier.
Of course.
Because if I have a relationship with you, I want to make you happy all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do things because, if I don't do it, I'm not going to do it grudgingly. Yeah. I'm going to do it because of my love for you and the connection we have, just because I don't want you to be upset.
Yes, exactly.
So if you invest in that connection, that's a big hurdle. That makes the rest of your life easier.
Simple, because now they can come and tell you things. Yeah. And they know that you're a safe place.
Yeah.
I think with my younger kids, they don't have anybody else. So I become that safe place.
Yes, exactly.
But in parenting a teenager, the parent is intentional. Plus the teenager is intentional.
And they have too many safe places, in quote. They've got the social media. They've got their friends. They've got people that are not you. So if you don't step up, they're going to leave you behind.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Yeah. So good.
So if there's one word you're going to tell parents today, especially strict parents, about how, because the biggest issue I have is a lot of teen parents saying they have no relationship with their children. And you see it, especially with the strict parents. And a lot of teenagers who have strict parents don't want to have anything to do with their parents because they feel the parents don't get it. Exactly. They don't get it, so there's no point. They say there's no even point.
Yeah.
There's no point.
Yeah.
And therefore, kids find their safe space somewhere else. And again, I always say, depending on the personality of the kids, that safe place can be destructive. and they go 100 miles an hour into destruction. So as someone who's worked with young people, if there's something you can tell that strict parent that they need to change, and it's about changing, to be honest, it's not our default nature from our culture.
Yeah.
It is not our default nature.
Yeah.
What do they need to do in order to get it right with their teen kids that would earn them a lasting relationship? That once the kids leave the home, it's not like, oh, thank God.
Wow.
They want the kids to be able to leave the home and wanting to come back.
Yeah.
So, what do strict parents need to do? We're not saying, of course, we've established that being strict is not a terrible thing.
Yeah.
But how, as the kids get older, can you turn it for good in such a way that it's a win-win situation for both you and for them?
I'd say identity.
Mm.
Like and giving grace to one another.
Yeah. Yeah.
Understanding, like I'm just thinking about my daughter being a teenager and being vulnerable enough to say, this is my first time. My first time doing this. Can't lie.
I love it.
Yes, I've had time with other kids, but it's never been this close.
Yeah.
Up in my house.
Yeah.
I can hear that door slam.
Yeah.
Well, doors won't slam in my house, but you know what I mean. But I can see the attitude. I can see the change. I've seen the mood from this little girl that I'm holding in my arms that will just do as I say.
Yeah.
It now becomes a person who is negotiating with me.
Yeah.
You know, full on, or not talking to me because I decided that wasn't a good idea.
Yeah.
Is now in front of me.
Yeah.
And it's tough, like to think, but I know that I want to be able to be vulnerable and say that I need you to give me some grace.
Yeah.
Same way they're gonna give us grace.
Yeah.
We have to give them grace. Yeah. Listen, I know.
Yeah.
I know. It was hard. That was hard.
Yeah.
But I also want you to know where I'm coming from with this, which is that it's my first rodeo.
Yeah.
Never done it before.
Yeah.
And even then, even with her twin brothers, I'd be like, I've never teenaged boys before. Yeah. I've never teenaged this particular child before.
Yeah.
They're individuals.
Yeah.
So, but then knowing that they're also struggling with their identity.
Yeah.
In the midst of all that's going on in their mind, there's hormonal changes. It's me giving grace to knowing that so much is happening in that head that it's going to come out and express itself in different ways.
Yeah.
But I need to make sure that I keep that door open.
Yeah.
And I need to, so identity, giving grace, and being approachable, which I got from you.
Yeah.
It would kill me to think that they could be going through something and not think that they could tell me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or not think that I'm either not there to speak to, or it'll be way, like, let's not involve mum, because she's going to take it to heart too much, and you know it's going to be like, just before you know it, and we end up keeping secrets. Yeah. And that's what creates division. Yeah. What about you?
I think I love all the ones you've said. I love the identity bit, because teenagers, I think it's the toughest time in the lives of people, because they're transitioning from young to adulthood and they're trying to figure things out. Yeah. So that's a tough time, and we need to recognize that as parents. And I think we need to be humble enough as parents, like you said, I don't know this. Yeah. But we're, as strict parents, we think we need to know everything. We need to act like we know everything. Exactly. But the humility to say, I don't understand this. Yeah. I want to see, how can I become a better parent for my child? Yes. Be teachable and realize that we don't have all the answers. There are things your child will teach you that you didn't know. So be teachable. Be open, be objective, willing to listen to your children and to where they are. You might not 100% agree. Yeah. But then be honest enough to say, you know what? I don't get what you're feeling because it's new to me. I don't. This is a different world. Give me a minute. Yeah. I'll come back to you because I'm struggling. That's so good. Yeah. The humility to tell yourself and to admit that you don't have all the answers. That's it. Yeah. I think our culture teaches us that the parent knows everything, and we don't know anything.
No, we don't. Exactly.
And I think when we are honest with ourselves to say, okay, if you've even made a mistake, and say, I'm sorry, I did. Of course, me saying I'm sorry as an African parent, like, we're sorry. No. But the reality is that we can't get it right all the time. But I think the key thing is listen to your children. Yeah. Listen. Yeah. Not just, oh yeah, what do you have to say? Of course, you already have the response.
Yeah, exactly. No. Yeah.
Be objective, actively listening, and just take a minute. What they say might be like in opposition to your thinking, but listen. because they might have a point that
Yeah.
you didn't know existed.
Yeah.
And I think that's for me is that trying to create that connection with your child, spend time, do things together.
Yeah.
Don't just
Yeah.
it's not that every time you have a conversation with your child, oh, have you done this? Where are you going? Find out, spend
micromanaging.
time.
Yeah.
Hang out with your kids, do stuff that they like.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I'd say. Strict parents, just take that strictness and calm down
Yeah.
and think about building connection
Yeah.
with your kids. I think that's a wrap for that one, isn't it?
Yeah, teenagers.
That was deep. Yeah, teenage world is deep.
Ooh.
But anyway, thank you guys for listening. If you have any comments, anything you think you can add or you think you want us to talk about, just put it in the comments and we'll see you in the next podcast.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If it made you nod, laugh, or rethink life as a whole, then my work here is done. But don't forget to subscribe, share with a friend, and come back for the next real conversation. So that's me signing out. Take care and God bless.